This is the part of the show that separates the business from the art.
Let's talk about it.
The craft from the hype. The talent from the not so talented. The Fire Friday Cypher, ladies and gentlemen. What we doing, Tracy G?
I'm here for it, bro.
Nah, man. Fire Friday Cypher is to put the spotlight on hyenas. Make sure they get the recognition they deserve. A hyena is not always just the MC. Sometimes a hyena could be the producer too.
Yeah, let's go.
A hungry producer that's sitting in his room, in his lab, just crafting up beats, building up recipes, waiting for the world to hear it, waiting for them to taste it, ladies and gentlemen. This man has worked with everybody from Dave East, Smoke Dizza, Chinks, French Montana, Manolo Rose, Bobby Smurder, Lloyd Banks, Bodega Bams, Rick Ross, and the list goes on and on and on and on.
Real ones.
Got to get Heather in here soon. She been in that kitchen too long cooking. Representing Paterson, New Jersey. Give it up for the one and only Alist Fame. What up, man?
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, how'd you get your name?
Oh, man, long story. I used to be in a group and it didn't work out, but Famous was part of the name. And I became Mr. Famous, and then I don't know, just A-list comes with fame. It's weird.
Okay, that made sense to you.
Yeah.
And then, okay, A-list fame. Was that kind of like putting out your aspirations into the universe and see if you become A-list famous?
Yeah, man, manifesting.
Yeah. Which is the title of the album you released, the instrumental project.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Manifestation.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in putting it in the universe and letting it come to fruition.
You know, people say that all the time, and I think when others are listening, they go, oh, man, that sounds so cliche. Give an example of something you put in a universe that actually manifested itself.
I mean, just putting that album out, like, I've put beat tapes out before, but on a regular level, like, SoundCloud and stuff like that. And now I have a worldwide distributed album.
Yeah.
And just that alone, I manifested that.
You manifested that. A-list fame. When did you start making music? What made you believe? What gave you the gall, bro, to think that you could build music?
I started out messing around with DJing. And playing music was cool, but I kind of felt like I needed to be more involved. And the mixer we used as DJs had a sampler. So I used to loop instrumentals, like, the B-sides.
Yeah.
And then, like, make beats out of other people's beats.
Yeah.
And then somebody introduced me to a program called Fruity Loops.
A program called Fruity Loops. And
that's how I started.
That's when the game changed.
That's how I started. But, I mean, I've used so many hardware and software. Yeah, right now I'm using Ableton.
Okay. What kind of sampler was it that you used before Fruity Loops?
MPC.
MPC. You don't use that anymore?
I was actually using the MPC software.
Okay.
But right now, like, I made my setup minimal. Like, I like to just take my laptop anywhere I go and just make a beat.
Okay.
So when you're crafting a piece, do you have a specific artist in mind, or are you just going off of your own vibe and then you'll see who it fits later? Yeah,
that's exactly what I do. When I create, I don't like to have like a pressure of who I'm gonna create for. I just I open up my laptop, I start messing with sounds. I'm heavy into like melodies and just sound creation. So I create sound first, and then I add the drums and the bass, and then later on when I'm asked, hey, such and such is looking, I'll go through the folder and I'll be like, well, this will sound good or that'll sound good.
Got you.
What is sound creation? You have to break that down. Put that in context.
Sound designing is like, I know when I first started, I used to sample a lot.
Yeah.
And I still do sample, but sometimes I want the sample feel, but I want to be able to play it myself and see how creative I can be. So I'll dig through sounds and I'll play. I don't play instruments. Like, I'm not trained to play any instruments, but I'll just try to make melodies.
So you have an ear for when things are in key?
Yeah, in key and a certain sound. Like, I know a sound that I'm looking for every time I create music. So I try to duplicate that sound.
A-List Fame. What's your social media?
At Alist Fame on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
A lot of y'all looking for people to build some music with. This is the guy to hit up. Make sure you bring your checkbook. Tracy?
Hey, you know how sometimes, like on a track, there can be a lot of architects on it. And what I mean by that is, you know, you can start off with a production you make for someone, and then later on they're in a studio with another producer who like builds on it or whatever. Has there ever been an instance where someone has just added too much or taken away and you don't like the new version of what you did?
No, actually, no. I'm actually big on collaboration like that.
Okay.
My very first placement in the music industry was a record called "That's Where I Be" by Redman, and that record came to life because of Ty Fife. And I was signed to Ty Fife very early.
You got to tell people who Ty Fife was.
Ty Fife is an amazing producer. He did Murdergram.
Yeah.
Just for example. I was fortunate enough to meet him, give him a CD, and he showed me love, signed me to the team, and that's one of the records we did. And so when I made the record, it wasn't moving a certain way. So he changed some of the drums, and it became the record it is now.
Okay.
Wow. A-List Fame is here. He's going to be curating our cypher today. He brought some original beats for these MCs we're going to introduce you to momentarily. One of the songs you collaborated on was with Lloyd Banks called Monument, right?
Yes, with my brothers Buddha and Grands.
Oh.
Nice. Family.
That's fam right there.
Oh, man. You know we love them dudes, man. They came up here. We created songs on the spot with them. So, you know, damn it, we might have to do that today. All right. Okay, so Lloyd Banks, I think, is one of those folks that doesn't get enough spotlight for who he is as an MC. What do you think of Lloyd Banks?
I think he's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. I feel like he doesn't get enough light. And that's kind of cool that I'm playing that record now because, like, I think he should be like, you know how everybody got the goat thing now.
Yeah,
he should be one of the goats.
Yeah,
for a lot of people, like, top 5.
Yeah, top 5. Lloyd Banks. This is Monument. A-List Fame. We got the cypher up next. Sway in the morning.